Hello, 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 and a big squawk squawk to all my fellow sorrowers. Before I start, I just want to say nothing makes me happier than getting dislikes rather than likes, thumbs down rather than thumbs up. I love it. It's brilliant. I'll tell you why, if you do too. If you happen to have videos and you get the same, you have to understand that if you know that what you're doing is for a worthy cause and you're fighting for the rights of others and you get a thumbs down, you know that it's basic psychology, right? One, the people are giving you a thumbs down, either one, because they don't understand what you're trying to teach, or two, because they disagree because they know exactly what you're trying to teach, but they have to at least do that much because they think it's going to affect you. And the thing is, at least personally, for me, it does affect me. It really does. I don't give a fuck about likes and subscribers and all that, as you know by now. I don't ever ask you to. I never will, ever. But it does affect me, but it affects me in a positive way because it shows that you're making a dent, at least a dent, if not a difference. All right. Now, the second part of that, if not the previous, along with this one, is that they think it's a problem. They think and they don't feel because they can't. They think that by giving you a thumbs down, somehow that's going to, like they want you to know, I disapprove. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really disapproved, you wouldn't apply or reply at all, would you? Why waste your energy on someone or something that doesn't energize you? Yeah, I bring it up because I've got a lot of dislikes for my retaliation video. I say retaliation is it's a very vengeful word. It wasn't meant to be a vengeful cause at all. I was trying to teach others the same, as I said, in the same vein that Truth Dog does with certain comments he gets from certain reptilians, primarily. I was trying to teach people the same way he does why they do this and how they do this and what it is that they do. That's all. And that creature works for the machine mother, Queen Heart Attack. And that's why I brought it up. I wouldn't have bothered otherwise. I've dealt with many Satanists and Luciferians and pagans, although I actually respect some of the pagan religion, although I don't agree or believe in any religion myself. They're one of the only sections of all these different beliefs that aren't all evil, which is partly why I listen to Thomas Sheridan. I'd even go as far as to say there's more that I disagree with in his research than do agree with, but I still listen to him. Anyway, this is for another video that I'm going to make shortly, but I thought I'd mention that. So bring the dislikes on, please do. All it does is show me that what I'm doing is affecting the ones that are trying to infect us. Okay? So I'm going to show you a few more crisis actors. Ready? Steady? Squawk. Actually, first, I'm going to show you just how desperate they're getting. This is how desperate they're getting.
There are now more COVID-19. There are now more COVID-19 patients in the UK hospital.
But they are getting desperate, as you're about to find. I'm going to teach you, and I'm sure you're already aware, but the ones that aren't, I'm going to teach you about double negatives and double positives. Okay? They are getting desperate.
Than there were on the day of lockdown in March. At one hospital on Merseyside, there are currently 90 patients being treated. There were only 7 a month ago. Our health editor, Hugh Pym, has spent the day at Whiston Hospital in Knowsley.
Okay, 90 and 70. So drop the zeros, you've got 9 and 7. She mentions 9 first, so that's the feminine, that's a fiacus. The same beast that disciple till swan worship that I covered recently, that I just mentioned. 7 is the cycle. Okay, it's the soul trap that the demiurge has put us all in.
Shirley went through it all in March and April with the surge in patients going into intensive.
Okay, just quick. When they do angles like this, okay, you have to keep in mind, and please do keep in heart, the person they're filming has to pretend that the camera isn't there when it's that close to another's face. Okay, so they are acting. You see what I'm saying? They film it in a way where it looks like the person they're filming isn't aware that the camera's there, but it's right in their mush, right in their face, which is one of the first telltale signs that you're dealing with crisis acting. Okay?
Yeah.
Why is she Rich Shirley? Why is she written Shirley on her scrubs? Now you know the name isn't real as well because they're promoting it too much. They're so greedy. And this is what I'm talking about with double positives and double negatives, which we're about to get into.
And now she feels it's happening again.
This is really real. It really is.
This is really real. It really is. Okay? So that's a double positive. It's like saying, well, she just did it for me. We don't need an example, really, do we? Really, do we? That's a double positive, okay? And it's a very high telltale sign of deception. Once more.
This is really real. It really is. It frightens me. We all have to look.
Really real, it really is. Yeah. Okay, sure it is. All right.
After ourselves, to look after our families, and to look after the wider community.
Okay, I don't know about you, but do you know how many times I've heard him say exactly what she just said in that order as well? Because it's just another little phrase they use, like stay home. What is it? Stay safe, stay at home, and all that. It's another little phrase. It's always we need to look after yourself, your family, and your community. Yourself, your family, community. Yourself, your family, community. Okay, in threes, it's a spell. Okay, they keep using it because what that is, it's playing on your heartstrings. The same way I've had tears come up to me on the bus. The same way Neil Armageddon Consciousness has had tears come up to him on the train, and they'll use that, or at least mine did. Why aren't you wearing a mask? And you try and explain that you have a condition, of which I actually do have a lung condition called alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency. You know, and I've got all the tags, and I've got the lanyard on. It's a leash, isn't it? But it's better than a muzzle, as I've said before. Yeah, and he said it even then, you know. This tear, he said, you realise you're endangering yourself, your family, your community. It's a tagline. Don't fall for it.
Please take heed of what the government's guidelines are.
Oh, and there we go. And the penny drops. Make sure to put that on the end so it's the last thing that's left in your theta waves in your mind, okay? You have to remember the last thing echoes, like I said, the same as, you know, going to a gig, you know, or an open mic night. Yeah, we're not going to get many of them anymore. But the idea being that you've got 3 or 4 bands, and the last one sticks with you the most, which is why it's usually the headline band. Same at concerts, festivals. So the last thing they say is very important because it's the last thing that's going to stick in the heads of the innocent that aren't aware of what we are.
To look after ourselves, to look after our families, and to look after the wider community. Please take heed of what the government's guidelines are.
Okay, so I haven't got much space left for the video. As I say, it's about crisis acting and double positives and double negatives. So here's another one that he gives quick.
And hospital admissions for COVID are still rising, and they've doubled in the past 2 weeks.
Still doubled. Yeah, it's a double negative.
Across England.
Now, just splicing it together, some of the worst crisis acting I've seen so far.
Okay, next patient.
You forget what you're going to say, mate. Yeah, you forget your line.
Okay, next patient.
Next patient. That's right. Well done. Oscar goes to. And last but not least, the best of the worst crisis actor award goes to.
It might be a call for help. Might be a psychiatric problem. Might be a self-harm patient, a person that's got mental problems, mental health problems.
Mental problems, mental health problems. Yeah. But come on, mate.
You know, we're seeing the whole array of patients, but in amongst that, the rate of COVID is increasing.
Look, all the blinking, all the deceptive blinking. Someone that's got, mental problems, a mental case, mental health problems. Who do they think we are? Seriously. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully you can see it and it tells you everything so that I don't need to. I mean, we know for a fact the nurses and the doctors have got nothing to do. Yeah. So instead of TikToking and doing their little ritualistic Saturnian dances, maybe they should practice their lines a bit more. What do you reckon? I love you all. Whether it's on the inside or the outside, I'll see you on the other side of the cube.